They were stealing his harvest. Years of backbreaking labor, about to line the pockets of corrupt traders. But this isn't your grandfather's farm. This is rural Uganda, 2024. And Farmer Musa is fighting back. I'm not with a machete, but with a smartphone and a revolutionary technology, blockchain. Can this digital ledger empower a continent and finally cut out the middleman? For generations, the story of African agriculture has been one of struggle. A relentless battle against unpredictable weather, volatile markets, and the ever-present squeeze of the middleman. Picture this: hardworking farmers, toiling under the relentless sun, nurturing their crops with care, only to see a pittance for their efforts. This isn't just a story of economic hardship, it's a narrative steeped in systemic inequality. The farmers pour their lives into the land, yet the profits disproportionately benefit those who sit in comfortable offices, miles away from the soil. The price of cocoa in Europe may be booming, but back in Côte d'Ivoire, the farmer still struggles to feed his family. It's a cruel irony, isn't it? Global demand fuels Western wealth, built on the backs of African labor, while the source remains tethered to deprivation. The traditional system is riddled with inefficiencies. Layers of brokers, each taking a cut, inflate prices for consumers while diminishing the farmer's share. Transparency. Forget about it. Farmers often have no idea what their produce is ultimately sold for, leaving them vulnerable to exploitation. In Nigeria, for example, a 2019 study highlighted that farmers typically received less than 30% of the final retail price of their goods. 30%. But something is changing. A revolution is quietly brewing, powered not by tractors or fertilizers alone, but by something far more disruptive: blockchain technology. It's a radical shift, a push for autonomy, and a stake in the digital age. Imagine a world where farmers can directly connect with buyers, cutting out the middlemen entirely. A world where transactions are transparent, secure, and automatically recorded on an immutable ledger. No more hidden fees, no more price manipulation, just a direct link between producer and consumer. This isn't some futuristic fantasy, it's happening right now. Kenyan coffee farmers, for instance, are using blockchain-based platforms to trace their beans from farm to cup, ensuring fair prices and building trust with discerning buyers in Europe and America. But here's the surprising twist. It's not just about fair prices, it's about using this technology to build credit scores. Wait, what? The very act of selling directly on the blockchain, being paid directly to their digital wallets, is creating a verifiable financial history for farmers who were previously invisible to the traditional banking system. This data is unlocking access to loans, insurance, and other vital financial services, empowering them to invest in their farms and secure their futures. The soil is being cultivated in more ways than one. The numbers are starting to tell a story. A story far bigger than just fluctuating prices on a screen. Because, while the world debates the theoretical future of cryptocurrency, in Africa, it's already shaping livelihoods, empowering communities, and rewriting the rules of trade. Nigeria, a nation synonymous with hustle and innovation, sits at the epicenter of this digital revolution. Forget Silicon Valley, some say the real crypto experimentation is happening here. In fact, Nigeria is the second largest Bitcoin market on earth. Why Nigeria? Why now? Well, look around. Traditional banking infrastructure often fails to reach the rural communities, the very heart of the nation's agricultural output. Years of economic instability, devaluations of the naira, and a deep-seated distrust of centralized financial institutions have created fertile ground for an alternative. Think about it: a farmer in Benue State, growing yams, rice, or cassava, their entire year's income hinges on a system riddled with inefficiencies. Corrupt middlemen skimming profits, price gouging, delayed payments. They are trapped. But what if that farmer could directly access a global marketplace? What if they could receive payments instantly, securely, and in a currency resistant to local economic turmoil? This is the promise of crypto. And it's not just about Bitcoin, either. Stable coins, pegged to the US dollar, offer a safe haven against inflation. Decentralized finance platforms provide access to loans and investment opportunities previously unimaginable for smallholder farmers. Remember 2021. Nigeria's central bank officially banned banks from facilitating crypto transactions. A seemingly crushing blow. But it had the opposite effect. It pushed the movement underground, fueling a surge in peer-to-peer trading and innovative workaround solutions. Nigerians, resourceful as ever, adopted VPNs, embraced decentralized exchanges, and simply kept building. The adoption rate is staggering. A 2023 report by Qcoin found that 35% of Nigerians aged 18 to 60 own or have traded cryptocurrencies. People are voting with their digital wallets. They are bypassing the gatekeepers. They are taking control. But here's the kicker. While the government grapples with regulation and control, some of the very institutions they are trying to protect are secretly investing in blockchain technology themselves. Wait, what? And that's the power of blockchain in action. No longer African farmers solely reliant on fluctuating market prices dictated by intermediaries. They are building direct relationships with consumers, accessing fairer prices, and ultimately, securing a more sustainable future for themselves and their communities. This isn't just about transactions, it's about economic empowerment. It's about reclaiming control over Africa's vast agricultural wealth. It's about building generational wealth and creating opportunities right here on the continent. If you want to explore more tools for building your own Africa Wealth Blueprint, check out our curated guide at pornoafric.com/shop.html. For just $27, unlock a world of resources designed to help you thrive in the African economy. The future is being built right now, brick by digital brick. Africa is rising, and technology is the engine. This is just the beginning. Follow at pornoafric for Africa plus money plus wisdom fire.